live from New York. It's a show that's coming apart at the seams.
What do you mean?
You are insulated to this.
What?
He keeps coming into my shared office, demanding that we have a race.
Here's
race?
the thing.
A foot race?
Or a foot, bike, and doctor test. Those are the three things I want to do. Because he is so, I have folded my hand on so many things to this guy. I think he's better at probably all ball sports than me. He's obviously stronger than me. All these things. Wild's in great shape,
like,
but I know I'm faster than him. I bike 25 miles every day, and he says it doesn't count.
25 miles a day.
Well, that's impressive. You are impressive on the Peloton.
Thank you.
I'll give you that.
He said it doesn't count.
But I'm insulted that I'm not included in the challenge.
You're in the senior
that means you guys think I'm old.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I'm challenging y'all to a bench press contest.
No,
how about
You
that?
won't win that at all.
How much you bench?
Your reaction to the milestone.
It'll never be done again. You're going to need a guy. If a guy had Michael Jordan's career scoring average, regular season and playoffs.
Which is the best ever.
Which is the best ever, which is why I picked Jordan. Have to play 90 games a year, every single year, for 19 seasons. So it'll just never be done again. You could also do it the way
that's including playoffs.
That's why I said 90. Right. Yeah. So it's just. And we won't ever see 20 great years from a player again. I don't believe. LeBron James in year 2 at age 20 was second-team All-NBA, close to first-team All-NBA. And LeBron James in year 22 at age 40 is likely going to be second-team All-NBA, close to, and first-team All-NBA.
Yeah, it's just
and so we'll never see it again. And this is, to me, the important distinction. It is not compiling. It is continued excellence. And that, to me, does matter. If LeBron just, somehow had a Nolan Ryan-esque longevity. Nolan Ryan, I think, pitched till he was like 46.
Well, he has pretty much.
No, but I'm saying
the equivalent.
Right, but was averaging 15 a game. Was a good, but you know what I mean, just a good player and the best old player ever. But that's not what it is. He is.
Kareem's was kind of like
Kareem
that.
At the end
Even
was.
Though he still was big in the playoffs.
Kareem at the end was like that, and instead, LeBron since February 1st, the NBA just said it, and I agree with them, has been the best player in the league. He's not the best player in the league, but for the last month, he's been the best player in the league while he's doing this. So we'll just never see something like this again.
No, it's incredible. Look, there's a lot of GOAT talk going around. We'll get to that with Shaq. But LeBron's GOAT argument to me is the longevity. And this is just another notch in that belt for him. These stats, obviously the scoring record in the regular season, this is almost 6,000 more points than anyone else. Second is Kareem with just over 44,000. So he'll be more than 6,000 ahead of Kareem. And it's 10,000 more or close to 10,000 more than everybody else except I can't think of who's third.
I'll show it to you. But MJ and Kobe were both around 38,000.
Somebody's at 41. Karl Malone.
Is at 41.
So other than Karl Malone and Kareem is 10,000 points ahead of everybody else. And this is a guy that wasn't, his calling card wasn't, I'm a scorer.
Right.
And so it's incredible.
I think I agree.
So you don't care about, this is a weird thing with you.
What?
So here's the thing, because I will support Wilds, but in this regard, Wilds actually really likes and appreciates LeBron James, the statesman, the NBA ambassador, legitimately all of that. Wilds also, tell me if I'm wrong, simultaneously thinks this is close to meaningless. And you even did it in the setup. You were like, we're all going to congratulate LeBron James.
It is worthy. Here's the thing. I have two, what you might think, conflicting views on this.
Sure.
It is at the same time amazing, and I appreciate it. And I do believe it. So it's like, can you believe it? The answer is yes. Yes, I believed it at 40,000. I continue to believe it, and it's hard to get me riled up. I have what everyone says they want me to do, appreciate LeBron. I have crossed that threshold. I am there. I think he is still great. I think it is amazing. But I think it's like, I want to talk about LeBron and the Lakers in the presence and not be so like.
Well, I think, listen, luckily.
Like stopping down all the time. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of just.
Here's what I think.
Grind to a narrative halt every time we do this.
I think it's just because I think you're feeling that way. And then let me show a few graphics and we can do what you want the conversation to be. Yeah. But I think it's just because people care about big round numbers.
Yeah.
And he crossed 40,000 regular season and 50,000 career in the last 2 months. So I understand your point might be it feels like we're having the same conversation twice.
Yes.
And a year ago or a year and a half ago, he passed Kareem.
Stop the game. Let's do it again.
You know what I mean? Which all feels like similar conversations. But 50, and this is what I want to show before we move on just quickly. Those 5 guys you mentioned, and this was my point about continued excellence, what types of players they were when they hit their last 1,000-point threshold. You know what I mean? So Michael, who's in 5th all time, if we can put it up there, Dust. Michael was a wizard, 20 points per game, 44.5%, and that was the best old guy season we'd ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
By far. Kobe, when he got his 39,000th point, which was his last threshold, 17 points and was a 36% guy and just a drastically different player post Achilles. Karl Malone, when he got his 41,000th point, which is where it ended. His 1 year with the Lakers when he was really the only not great year other than his rookie year of his career. And then Kareem, who you mentioned before, was just when he got to 44,000. For LeBron to be 6,000 clear of everybody while it looking like that is the part that was, I think, incomprehensible as recently as 3 years ago. You know what I like? When we started being in the afternoons together, if I'd have said the year LeBron turns 40, he's going to be a legitimate MVP ballot guy, first team All NBA guy for a team that could win the championship, nobody would have.
Well, and to be quite honest, he's playing better than he was playing a few years ago.
Correct.
Yes. He really is. So he's. Yeah. Shout out to Mike Mancias, his trainer. He got him ready.
He's playing great, and I don't mean to downplay it, but it's hard to get me riled up with the wow factor because I'm just continually wowed all the time.
I think that's fair.
In terms of longevity, he's the Tom Brady of the NBA.
So that's
because Brady was putting up great numbers basically until he retired.
And I think the biggest compliment to Brady, which is the biggest compliment to LeBron as well, is that we didn't celebrate Brady all the time. It was just like Brady's on a run, Brady's trying to make the playoffs, Brady's trying to win a championship.
We did. When he broke through, I remember.
No, but he didn't break a record.
But the fact
he just got a milestone.
Didn't he finish second in the MVP to Rodgers 1 year?
His second.
And I thought he should have won it.
Yeah,
that
the year
was the Super
after
Bowl
they won. No, the year after they won the Super Bowl.
So at that point, he's what, 42, 43?
Yeah, it was.
To your point, we weren't like, wow, 43 is the second.
It was 44, I think. It was the year after they won the Super Bowls when he finished second.
It's like he's cooking. So, all right, so we'll talk about the game now. Brew, are you surprised that the Lakers are this good and Luka and LeBron have gelled so quickly?
Yes and no. I say yes because the question for me was, will LeBron, not can he play off the ball, because he's improved on that the last few years, but will he? I thought, is he really going to give up the ball? He can say that, he can think that, but when push comes to shove, a lot of times he's going to be bringing the ball up court. And he has willingly gotten off the ball. And once he made that decision, now you can see it working. And so I'm surprised it's been so quickly because that was my only question. It wasn't that could they play together, because I always felt if LeBron transitions at this point in his career to just being a scorer, letting Luka be the facilitator and run the offense and everything, then he can still
and that's
be,
what he's
be
doing.
great.
And that's exactly made him a better rebounder.
Yeah,
actually.
Well, that's the and obviously he's playing better defense since Luka's got there, so he can focus on this other stuff. And I'm gonna say I'm declaring it right now.
Wow.
Lakers are winning the West.
Whoa,
I'm getting out here before him.
This
Before then.
unbelievable.
Lakers are winning the West.
We could have built a whole thing around it, but he
Why
wanted to
didn't you tell
land
us
grab that take.
Because he would have came up. The first thing he would have said, as soon as you said it's the show that whatever, Nick would have been like, Lakers are winning the West. I'm planting my flag.
All right, for the record,
Okay.
I wouldn't have said that today because I'm not certain that's how I feel. I think the Thunder are right now somehow have become somewhat underrated, which is why I don't understand why you're saying I'm underrating them, but that's neither here nor there.
I think they have an argument. I don't want to spoil the
Again,
tiers.
well, let's
they
do
have
the
an
tiers
argument
in
to
an
be
hour.
number one. And
okay, well, let's again, but
Their
as
youth,
you know,
though.
and also as you know, it's a committee.
I know.
So my vote can only go so far. So here's the thing, because then I want to hear about Wilds, who's a flat earther on the Lakers defense, evidently. He's like, I know what the numbers say. I think they're fake.
That's true.
And
they've been great.
That's just all of a sudden
do
Austin
your
Reeves
bit.
and Luka are
Well,
these
Austin
and
Reeves
Jackson Hayes, who I was big on Jackson Hayes,
Jesus
and I was yelled at. I said,
Jackson Hayes
can't
has not been
play
the key
offense.
to any of this. And by the way,
Well, who is?
Jackson
Austin
Hayes-
is awesome.
All he has to do is catch it at the rim and dunk it.
but he's
He did what he did last night.
He's talking about the defense.
He can play defense.
Do you have a defense
If he's
thing?
athletic
Yes.
and long and committed, he can play defense.
I know, but now they're the best.
Well,
And they've
we'll
been
see
the
if that
best. It's starting to
continues,
get
but
out
as long
of
as
the,
they're good.
It's not even a small sample size anymore.
it's more
Here's
than a quarter
the
of the
Lakers
season.
with LeBron and Luka on the court. The offense is great. We know that. Opponent field goal percentage, this would be the best in the NBA.
Well, this is what had you in a
Well, they're
tizzy?
forcing teams to shoot a lot of
Correct.
threes.
So that's
They're passing it
where
in
you
and they're
probably
forcing
want to
But
look
still,
at
even the threes they're not hitting.
right.
Right.
But if
that could change.
But this is again not to do a math lesson on the air real quick. But if they are asking the other team to shoot more
less.
threes,
Sure.
then even if the team is cooking from three, that's going to be worse than it is from two.
Right.
But so here's the reason why. So let me do defense then offense. The Dallas Mavericks, the last 20 games of last year, were the number one defense in the NBA.
I thought that's just because they were long and.
The Lakers
Well,
are
they had
super
interior.
long.
It was
the
right.
Lakers are not tall. Like they don't have a reliable five. What they do have is five guys who are 6'7" or taller, and Dorian Finney-Smith is a
They got some
legitimate
good
defender.
Vanderbilt.
Jared Vanderbilt's a
good.
legitimate defender.
Gabe.
LeBron James, when he is not being tasked with initiating everything on offense, is an excellent defender. He still has.
I wouldn't call him excellent still.
He's been.
But he can be a good defender.
I feel like the last month he's been an excellent defender. But okay, so let's just.
But he's still a good defender.
Good.
He can be good.
And Luka as a help defender, because he's strong and long, if he's engaged, is fine. Where Luka is dead on arrival is the same place Joker's dead on arrival. If you get him one-on-one in space, that doesn't kill you. And so now, do I think they have the best defense in basketball? Like that, I would say the Lakers in the postseason will have the best defense in the NBA. No. But it has this
It
sample.
just has to be good, pretty good.
Right, because the offense was going to be awesome.
Well, speaking of the offense, look, last night, and J.J. Redick, we got to credit him for this defense.
Oh, I did a lot of that when you were gone because I didn't want to do Darvin Ham slander while you were here. But
look, I mean, they're a different team.
They've been great.
They're a different team. But offensively, last night, and Redick's been pushing shoot more threes. Last night, they played virtually the perfect analytical game. Like, they hit 57 points from three. Analytics says, here's where we want to shoot. Threes in the paint or free throws.
Yeah.
They got 56 points in the paint and 21 points from the free throw line. That's 134 of their 136 points. They took 3 mid-range shots yesterday.
So they made one mid-range shot.
Look at the shot card. They took 3 and made one. That one near the top. Like the college three-pointer.
And I think, because I watched that full game, maybe I'm wrong. You guys tell me who in my ear. That might have been in garbage time. That might have been
It very well may have been. And look, Luka can get into the paint at will.
At will.
And so if you come to double him, and you saw it last night, he's just going to toss it up for an alley-oop. And Jackson Hayes had 19 points in the first half.
And
8 of 8. All he had to do was catch and dunk. And LeBron can do the same thing. So offensively, they're hard to stop.
I was shocked at the number of people who thought that this would be a fit struggle long term. That, and I'm not talking about this. There was legitimate questions about the defense, and I've been shocked at how quickly and good the defense is.
And it was playing well before Luka got there, but that it's continued is impressive.
Luka and LeBron together is going to be, at its worst, the third or fourth best offense in basketball.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Well, that's why I think OKC.
What do you mean?
OKC could not stop Luka last year in the playoffs, and now his sidekick is LeBron versus Kyrie.
What do you mean it's not a hot take?
I don't know who was like, I don't know about Luka and LeBron.
The days
talk
after
was they're both
trade,
ball dominant,
right?
Which I thought was legit. I thought LeBron, obviously could play off the ball, but
you had some equivocation about how quickly it could work and what LeBron would do. There was a massive level of people saying, this year, the Mavs are better and the Lakers are worse. In the days right after the trade, that was happening. I'm not strawmanning this.
That was a defensive issue, I thought.
No, but it was also because they didn't think the Lakers were about to skyrocket offensively. And so the Lakers are going to be awesome offensively. They have a really good coach, and they have the two smartest players in the league.
Okay, Brew, is he in the conversation?
Well, first of all, I know Shaq and the Inside the NBA crew was stung by LeBron's criticism of all the negative talk. So you're going overboard, though, Shaq. This is some positive talk. Here's the thing. This is the cousin of the Durant's a top 10 player of all time. When we know guys saying that got 15 to 17 players in their top 10. Because Shaq, he mentioned 4, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Steph. Shaq has said, he might have said it on our show, but he said he would like to be in that. It bothers him a little bit that he's not in the GOAT conversation. Whenever he talks, he always praises the big men before him, Russell, Wilt, and Kareem. Yeah. So if he puts himself and those 4 in it, that's 8. And he wouldn't kick Magic out of the conversation. No. That's 9 guys in the GOAT conversation.
That's a fine conversation, though. It's a conversation.
So here's what you come down to, Brew. Shaq's GOAT conversation is actually his top 10. And other people's top 10s are actually their top 20.
Yes. When you say it, you got to look. The GOAT convo, and I threw Magic in, a couple weeks ago, but he's really not in it.
It's 3.
It's 3. It's Magic, it's Michael, LeBron, and Kareem. And here's why Steph, as great as he is, I really think I was the first to say he's the best shooter ever. So I love Steph. But here, look, Jordan, the defense. Steph's not a great defender.
That's fair.
Jordan, 9-time all-defense, 1 defensive player of the year. LeBron, 6-time all-defense. Kareem, 11-time all-defense.
Yeah.
All right, Steph's never been all-defense. It's a two-side. You got to play both ends of the floor to be the GOAT. And these 3 guys all play great defense.
Go ahead, Wallace.
Well, I'm gonna try to. I think it's easy to say like Shaq is wrong, but he's talking about the conversation. But let me make an argument for Steph. When we do top 5, right? We have a lot of duplicates. It's top 5 is not necessarily your starting 5.
Oh,
so if I say make your GOAT starting 5,
but so he does. Drew, would you agree? He certainly is in the conversation for GOAT point guard.
Yeah.
I would pick Magic.
I think it's
Magic. Then he's in the mix.
No. But he's
not
in the
for
mix.
GOAT player.
But at his position, yes. For the whole thing, no. It's a weird thing with me and Steph as far as GOAT point guard. I believe in my bones, Magic is the greatest point guard ever. And every time I'm putting together the perfect starting 5, I pick Steph instead of Magic. Because I'm like, well, we're going to have
Steph
4
would
other...
be your 2, though.
No, you wouldn't.
Who would handle the ball? LeBron.
LeBron.
Okay, so LeBron would essentially
but my point is, but it's also in those fake arguments, it's like, well, we have 4 of the greatest defenders ever behind him, and so all that stuff. The other reason he can't be in the GOAT conversation is Steph, shockingly, like the 3 guys he mentioned, Michael, Kobe, and LeBron. They all have 10+ first-team All-NBAs. 10, 11, and 13 are their numbers of first-team All-NBAs. Steph's sitting at 4 and is not getting it this year. Like he is So you might not care about that, but the point I'm making is Steph, as brilliant as he is, and I do think he is firmly in the argument of one of the 10 greatest players of all time, doesn't have a dozen amazing seasons.
But if you went the other way, and you're like, there have been points when you've watched Steph play where you're like, you know what? No one is in the history of basketball is more dangerous than Steph Curry right now.
Yeah, I felt that way about Tracy McGrady for a moment.
That's true.
I mean, so like, I mean,
that 13 seconds, yes, he was there.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.